Good day everyone. So for today's video, we're gonna be featuring one of the Philippine revolutionary figures that shapes the history. So a little bit hint, he was the famous founder of the Katipunan, the Supremo, and the father of the Philippine Revolution. So without further ado, let's start! Andres Bonifacio was born on November 30, 1863 and was eldest of the six children of Catalina de Castro and Santiago Bonifacio, who was a mayor in city of Tondo. So from 300 years, or to be exact 333 years of colonization from Spain and America, there were these organizations that the heroes built. So first is the La Liga Filipina, which Andres Bonifacio was also a co-founder, which called for political reforms on the Spain colonial government in the Philippines. But sadly, it was disbanded and the members of the organization was unjustly arrested and deported, which led Andres Bonifacio to create or establish his own revolutionary group, which is the Katipunan. Katipunan or KKK stands for Kagalang-galangan Katas-taasang Katipunan ng Bayan. As we already know, it was a secret organization that was established by Andres Bonifacio. Not just Andres Bonifacio but also Emilio Aguinaldo and Jose Rizal. They were also famous here in our industry. Para mabuo ang organisasyon, they recruited every man in every provinces. So, ang ginagawa nila ay gumagawa sila ng sulat at may inuutosang tao na magbigay doon sa mga provinces na against din sa rules and regulations ng mga Spaniards. So, what's the reason why Andres Bonifacio and the Katipuneros revolted against Spaniards? So, during the time of colonization of the Spaniards, Filipinos are often abused and discriminated, lalo na yung mga babae. First reason, the civil guards are killing Filipino people without any reason, especially the prisoners if they try to escape. Second, they were treating the Filipino people like animals and disrespected as we expected. Sinasaktan nila yung mga Pilipino noon at ginugutom nila. In short, Filipinos during the colonization of the Spaniards are just slaves. Hindi lang parang, ipinagkait talaga nila sa atin ang kalayaan at karapatan natin bilang mga Pilipino na ninirahan sa ating sariling bansa at pati na rin ang mamuhay ng mapayapa. So, during the time of the colonization of the Spaniards, our ancestors suffered the most and experienced different cruelties. So, to stop the sufferings of the Filipinos, Andres Bonifacio, together with the Katipuneros, they decided to revolt against Spaniards by tearing off their cedulas as a sign of uprising and the beginning of the revolution. Their first attack was in San Juan del Monte. Despite of lack of armor, Andres Bonifacio, the supreme leader, encouraged everyone to fight back to gain the freedom we desire and stop racism at all costs. Bonifacio and the Katipuneros risked their lives for our freedom and won the battle against Spaniards. The revolt spread surrounding the provinces of Bulacan, Morong, and Cavite, while in Manila and its surrounding authorities burned the brand of the Spanish military. So in Cavite, they won the battle and the Spanish authorities fell from the hands of the Katipunan. Those battles was shed by the bloods of the Katipuneros para lang makamtan natin ang ating minimithing kalayaan. So, doon naman tayo sa eleksyon na ginanap kung saan pagpipilian nila kung sino ang magiging presidente ng nasabing organisasyon. Kung si Emilio Aguinaldo ba o si Andres Bonifacio. to have a fair election, binigyan sila ng kapirasong papel at doon nila isusulat kung sino ang pipiliin nilang maging presidente ng organisasyon ng katipunan. At pagkatapos isulat, ilalagay nila ito sa box kung saan doon nila pagbabasihan kung sino ang mananalo. So, ang nangyari, nanalo si Emilio Aguinaldo bilang presidente ng organisasyon, and Andres Bonifacio was just elected as the Interior Director. Sa kalagitnaan ng eleksyon, one of the member of the organization suddenly interrupted and questioned Andres Bonifacio's credibility and educational attachment, in which he was eventually replaced. So, sa tanong na iyon at sa pang-iinsulto na iyon, nagalit si Andres Bonifacio dahil lahat naman tayo nasasaktan kapag ganun ang itinanong. Andres Bonifacio unable to finish his education, but he gets his intelligence through reading books of the Revolution of the French. At dahil dun, nabuwag ang kanilang samahan, nagkanya-kanya sila ng grupo, may ibang sumama kay Emilio Aguinaldo, may iba naman na sumama kay Andres Bonifacio. So, ang nangyari, kahit na nabuwag sila, tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman ang pagkapanalo nila sa lahat na ginagawa nilang himagsikat. One day, Emilio Aguinaldo set meeting together with the members without Andres Bonifacio. Hindi nila pinaalam kay Andres Bonifacio na may meeting sila ng araw na yun because they were afraid that Andres Bonifacio will ruin their plan, and they were afraid that Andres Bonifacio will become their enemy as well as his dominance. But before siya namatay, he declared the independence of the Philippines privately. And ang nakakaalam lang ng pag-declare niya ay yung mga kasamahan niya, which are the Katipunan members. And Emilio Aguinaldo, on June 12, 1898, he declared the Philippine independence publicly. So, maraming tao ang nakaabang sa pagdeklara ng independence ng Pilipinas. So, it was a sad reality na ang nag-iisang taong tumulong sa atin na makamtan ng ating kalayaan at karapatan ay inakusahan at pinatay without any evidence. So, although he was not mentioned in the Philippine independence, he became a great hero for his great contributions in our country. So, for me, he is the first and only president in the Philippines. So, that's all. I hope you learned something, and thank you for listening. So, what they do was accuse him of attempting to kill Emilio Aguinaldo, and because of that, Andres Bonifacio was sentenced to death and executed at the mountain of Maragondon on May 10, 1897.